Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Wednesday evening. Now, as always, we bring you community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, the British High Commissioner Charles Moore yesterday announced that going forward, Namibians will be required to have visas when traveling to the United Kingdom. According to the High Commission, this comes as a result of a significant hike in asylum applications from Namibians since 2016. In February, the UK had deported more than 230 Namibians since December 2022, and the number was believed to be more than quadrupled to a staggering 1,200 in the months that followed. The decision to impose a visa regime has been made because of the sustained and significant increase since 2016 in the number of UK asylum applications from Namibian nationals at the UK border. This constitutes an abuse of the provision to visit the UK for a limited period as non-visa nationals. The changes, which come into effect immediately, will apply to all Namibian nationals traveling to the UK, the High Commission revealed in a statement yesterday. Earlier this year, the Ministry of International Affairs and Cooperation revealed that by February, 90% of Namibian asylum seekers' applications have been declined. Consequently, Moore revealed that there would be a 4-week transition period starting immediately and will end on 16th of August 2023 at 3 p.m. During this period, Namibian nationals holding confirmed tickets booked before the 19th of July 2023 will still be permitted to travel to the UK as a non-visa national, the statement read. Moore on occasion said that the influx in asylum applications has prompted this decision, and although it will be a cause for concern to many Namibians, this is necessary. I fully understand that the imposition of a visa regime will be of concern to the many Namibian nationals who we warmly welcome to visit the United Kingdom as genuine visitors. Unfortunately, the significant increase in asylum claims from Namibian nationals on arrival at the UK border has made it necessary for us to implement these new measures, he said. Namibian visitors already in the UK will not be affected by these changes. However, once they leave the UK, they will need a visitor visa to make any future visits, Moore added. Now, in our next story, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industrialization, Verna Sinibo, says that Namibia finally has her voice by launching Namibia's very own barcode after sharing a barcode with its neighbor, South Africa, whose code prefix is 600 to 601. Sinibo said this last night during the GS1 Namibia launch, which will see locally produced products fully recognized in global markets. After getting final approval in May 2021 from the Global GS1 Office General Assembly in Geneva, Namibian products will now officially be recognized globally under Namibia and not South Africa. For many years, Namibia has been utilizing the South African barcode, a period that deprived Namibia of her own unique identity. During such an era, Namibian-originated products were considered South African in the international market. While we take pride in our shared African heritage, there was always a yearning for an identity that is uniquely ours, one that will truly reflect our individuality. Today, with the launch of the 631 prefix, we now have a signature that is distinctly Namibian, a beacon that shines brightly for our goods and services in the international markets, Sinibo said on the occasion. Netumo Nandi-Ndaitwah, International Relations Minister, has confirmed that Namibia is sending a high-level delegation to attend the Russia-Africa Summit. Jemima Biekas reports.
I can tell you that yes, Namibia will send a delegation to the Africa-Russia Summit, and we will send the delegation at the most highest level possible. And because we really see that this summit, second summit, discussed the first summit, whereby Africa is with Africa during the difficult time. And these are the things that Africa now is saying. We have passed that stage, and we are now at the stage of economic development. We need to work with them to ensure that there is a development which has to benefit both the people of Africa and the people of Russia. The Prime Minister, it could be the Minister. If we find that is the appropriate at that time, then it will be the delegation. Okay. But definitely we'll have.
In our Story of the Day segment, the Electricity Control Board announced tariff increases. We take a look at the story on the other side of the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guests every Friday at 2100 hours, and let the culinary adventure begin.
Getting into our story of the day, General Manager for Economic Regulation at the Electricity Control Board, Phineas Mutota, explains the reasons for updated tariffs and how they can give relief to its consumers. Mutota was speaking at the Wetumwene Shikage reports.
To the factors. For instance, the factors, or how do we see this tariff actually coming to give relief to the customers? And you correctly mentioned that most of the inputs are beyond our control. For instance, when we are importing expensive electricity, which is we buy in foreign currency, those are some of the reasons. But as soon as we have our own generation that is probably only dominated or denominated in the local currency, we will see that we will have a much more stable increases in the tariffs. And this, the government is already putting in place through the National Integrated Resource Plan. So the idea is to roll out and implement more local generation than anything else. In the papers, you probably have seen that Nampower has floated a tender for 70 megawatts. So that means is that it's 70 megawatts less that we will be importing, and it will be in the control of Namibians. And hopefully, and we are thinking, or our idea is that this will then decrease the prices going forward. The reason for different tariffs, as mentioned, when a distributor is then delivering a service, the cost structures, 70% of that cost is mainly Nampower. So that is related to them buying electricity from Nampower. That electricity was generated, or it was imported, or it was bought from IPPs. So then that electricity is then transported on those, if you drive around, you'll see those very high voltage transmission lines and networks to the consumers, or close to the consumers. So that is the bulk. So that comprises of about 70%. So then there's a 30% which is then attributed to the distributors themselves. That is now getting electricity from the substations outside the towns and then bringing it to our houses. That infrastructure is owned by the distributors, and that makes up about 30% of the total cost. So now, if you can imagine, city of Windhoek is only taking it from Bragwater to here. Comparing to Nored, who is having a much more larger area. So in the villages, you might find that the line is running for about 10 kilometers and there's only 2 customers on it. Mm-hmm. And that line need to be maintained. So that is how the different in cost structures or tariff structures ends up.
In our Community Talk segment, the Women at Work project launched a workshop for children. We take a look at this story on the other side of the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss my .NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
The Women at Work project today launched the Teach a Child How to Read workshop at its headquarters in Windhoek. The workshop is aimed at educating participants on how to better their skills when working with children, as well as equipping them with new knowledge to set them up for self-employment. The 4-day training includes theory and practical knowledge, and the 20 participants include unemployed individuals with an interest in the teaching profession. Esther Kamati reports.
Hi there, my name is Ellen Prinsloo and I'm involved at Women at Work. Women at Work is a non-profit organization that focuses on skills training for the unemployed market. So really our biggest passion is to provide skills to our participants and our students that will enable them to earn money for themselves. We've recently launched a new program called Coach a Child to Read. And the main aim of this program is to enable our students to earn money for themselves with this new skill of taking a child through the basic building blocks of reading. A secondary aim of this program obviously is the impact that it can have on reading and education in our country. So the program is, at the moment, it's a pilot program that we are running for over 4 days, and we include the basic skills or theory and practical skills that they need, as well as an overview of the business skills that are required for someone to earn money for themselves. The idea with the pilot program is to then support these individuals, the participants that are attending, in implementing their skills and building their own business. So we will walk the journey with them for about 12 weeks to support them after the completion of the program. And then the next step is to roll out and repeat the program in more areas outside of Windhoek and just have a constant availability on our calendar so that we can continue to share the skill and have this effect on the community.
Hi everyone, my name is Ratna Kais. I'm here at Women at Work with Coach a Child How to Read. I came here for teaching. I'm studying EZD, and we are having a 10-year-old and a 1-year-old in our house. And my mom also would like to read English, so I would like, it is a great opportunity for me to be here, to take the knowledge that I get and the skills that I get from here and pass it on to them, as well as the kids that I will be teaching in future. However, we are also having some elderly ladies and men out there that would like to read and write English. So it is a great opportunity for me to be here, and I'm so very grateful.
I joined this Women Work conference today. The training, it's very interesting. I'm here to learn more skills on how to teach children how to read, because in our community we are finding more difficult in children on how to read. Most children, they don't know how to read from small age groups to bigger grades. So I want to be one of them to make a difference, to make a change in their reading skills, to equip them and to give them more knowledge and to help the parents. I also want to involve parents to be part of us when we are focusing on this reading of the child. Yes, and today I learned a lot from the workshop, that I need to have confidence in myself, and this confidence I also need to build it in the child. For the child need to be loved, to be shown loved, and to be tapped on the shoulder every time that he or she can do it. Whenever the child, you see an improvement in the reading of the child, this child can read. So you must always motivate the child to build that self-awareness, self-confidence.
The city of Windhoek has approved building plans. We get into this story when we tackle economic news on the other side of the break.
Ranging from current affairs, community stories, local index remains unchanged while overall index.
Thank you for joining the show that highlights the news making headlines in the land of the brave and beyond.
Always make you victorious.
Let's take a look at our economic news. The city of Windhoek approved a total of 190 building plans in June, which is 26 more than in May, representing a 15.9% month-on-month increase, according to IJG Securities. In monetary terms, the approvals were valued at $217.7 million Namibian, 80.3% higher than May's approvals, driven primarily by a large $100 million Namibian commercial building plan approval. 915 building plans worth $709.2 million Namibian have been approved during the first half of 2023. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.07, against the euro at 20.03, against the US dollar at 17.90, and $2.48 gets you one Chinese yuan. Gold and Brent crude oil went up while platinum and copper went down. Brent crude oil going for 0.18%, trading at $80.01 per barrel. After the break, we get into your international news.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Getting into our international news, Lithuanian Prime Minister urges NATO to keep working towards Ukrainian membership. The minister said when members agree and conditions are met, it leaves a big room for ambiguity and discussions. Let's take a look.
Will disappear in the nearest future. So I just don't want to challenge anybody's views, because I know that the unity is a very important value in NATO, in alliance, as well as in European Union. In the meantime, I think many important decisions for Ukraine have been taken in terms of delivery of support, military, non-military. So there were also many needs that have been addressed during the same period of NATO summit by the member states and by the NATO as alliance.
We'll take a look at the weather predictions shortly.
This is Africa. Good morning.
My name is Aina Raizakaya alongside Diana Master.
In the ANC conference in December, so starting off with the cycling.
Africa, good morning. Do have a lovely
Minister Monica Mchangwa has said that
with the soccer, the English Premier League continued, the biggest game being.
On that note, it is all our love, all our light.
The northern region has clear conditions throughout the day and partly cloudy in the afternoon, with the maximum temperatures ranging from 29 to 30 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures ranging from 9 to 11 degrees Celsius. In the central regions, it's partly cloudy throughout the day, clearing the afternoon with maximum temperatures ranging from 17 to 24 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures ranging from 4 to 8 degrees Celsius. Now in the southern regions has clear conditions throughout the day, partly cloudy in the afternoon. In the coastal region, it has clear conditions throughout the day, clearing in the afternoon with maximum temperatures ranging from 13 to 23 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures ranging from 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. After the break, we get into your sports news.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity, and don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to today's Sunset News, brought to you by Sport Rep. I'm your host, Limpa Mupatami. In today's Sunset News, the Brave. We also step into the world of Mamelodi Sundowns pre-season. World Cup is around the corner. In Lejol, our special rugby segment, we caught up with Johan Deisel, the captain of the Namibian rugby side. This ends today's news. Catch us again tomorrow, same place, same time. Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
You're still watching Sunset News, and if you've just joined us, let's take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast. The British High Commissioner Charles Moore yesterday announced that going forward, Namibians will be required to have visas when traveling to the United Kingdom. The Deputy Minister of Trade and Industrialization, Verna Sinebo, says that Namibia finally has her voice by launching Namibia's very own barcode after sharing a barcode with its neighbor, South Africa. The Brave Gladiators played to a 0-0 draw against Equatorial Guinea, which saw them advance to the next stage of the competition in the African Women Qualifiers. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.